Welcome to Code Blogger Backend API demonstration. This is a complete REST API built with Node.js, Express, and MongoDB for a social blogging platform. The API provides root operations for users, posts, comments, and authentication with JWT tokens. So today I will start by walking through the code, and then I'll do some API testing. First, we have the project structure. And in the project structure, I have the service.js. And in the service.js, I have the main entry with Express setup and all the routes, imports. Then we have the router folders that has contain 5 APIs, the authentication, comments, posts, sessions, and users. Then I have the schemas in the modal for comments, the index, posts, sessions, and user IDs. Then I have the package JSON. It has the dependencies with bikegrep, GS, GWT, MongoDB, and the Nodeman. Then we have the connection for the MongoDB connection. Then if we can go into our endpoints, I have the authentication system. We have the authentication.js file that have the login here. It finds the user, is check the encrypted password, and generate the token, and then create a session in the database. Initially, I had create a session in sessions, and now as instructed, I put it here. And then I have also the authentication registration here. I was mentioned here to keep it, so I'm keeping it here. The first endpoint is create a new user registration, and it's accepting dual field support in case we still have an issue with the front end not accepting. So I just add that as a backup. Then I have get single user ID, and then I have another endpoint which is get all users. User ID status, active and inactive. And for the ease of it, it's I added an emoji to make it easier for the experience. Show if the user is active or inactive using the emoji. Then the next one we have posts. So for posts, we have one is create new post. So it's creating the new post using the schemas provided, and it's returning the post with user information. Endpoint 2 is updating a post. It's part of the requirement. We have an update post with user info. Third point is retrieve all posts. So retrieve all posts of the existing. And then we have get user info. I did calculate paginations, but I know it was not needed. I will try to clean it up for the next one, for module 10. Get single post by ID endpoint. And then we have like and unlike. I have to mention it. I analyzed the wireframe and I saw that there was a thumb up emoji, and I think that's the one where it has the like and unlike. So I implemented the log here. Get post ID. Then the next one we have is comment. For comment, we have an endpoint to create a comment. And we'll verify that the post exists, verify the user exists. It will use the schema. It will insert the comments. We have update comment endpoint, and it will then, like the next one, we have define and retrieve all, define route to retrieve all comments. So this one will return all comments, getting the user information. And again, I implemented pagination here as well. Then we have get a comments per specific post that will use post ID. Get a comment for a specific post. Get the user information for each comment. The next one, we have sessions. So in the sessions, creating a session logging is in the authentication. So here we'll have the session logout. I removed it from here. I kept the define session and validation of the session logic here. And then I have if check if the session exists in the database, check if the session expires. So you go through, get the user information, and then session is valid. It will return this message, session is valid. Otherwise, it will return an error message. And now we will test endpoints. One, two, three, API. So here we'll start testing the authentication. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 API. Okay, and now we'll do an API testing. So the server is running. And here I'm testing the again with the email and password. A session will happen and a token will be issued. Then we have authentication registration. So let's make a new user. Change the email. If the email exists, it will return an error. And it will give us registration successful. Session validation with the session ID. So now we'll test session validation. If the session is valid, it will tell us, give us session is valid, and it retrieve the session by session ID, dates, when it expire, and the users. We have session logout. We can actually take this token and log out the user. Okay, logout successful. Then we'll test user registration. Let's change to user, change the email. Registration successful. Get user by ID. We can put the ID here of the user. Let's try to get another user. For example, then this one here we just created. Okay, and it's the one that we just created. And then here get all users, and we will see all the users that we're having. 10 users. Create a post. You can create a new post. We'll get a post ID. Post created successfully. If we can get a post by ID, let me take this one. Post ID. And put here. Post updated. Then we get all posts. These are all the posts we have. 10 posts. And then we can get a comment. We can get updating the comments. This one is to update the comment. Here is the one to create a comment. This is to comment. Comment created successfully. And then here to get all comments. And these are received 7 comments successfully. Get a user status. Users status. This is going to be all our users and their status. And then we can have the likes. User ID. And post liked successfully. And if you clicked again, it will unlike. Thank you very much.